Okay, here it goes. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood turn cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake Labarge when I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the south to roam around the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say, in a homely way, that he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day, when we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail, talk of your cold, through the parka's fold it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd close, then the lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars o'erhead were dancing heel to toe, he turned to me and, "Cap," he says, "I'll cash this trip in, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking you that you won't refuse my last request." Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of moan, "It's this cursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet ain't no being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains." Well, a pal's last need is a thing in heed, so I swore I would not fail. And he started on the streak of dawn, but God, he looked so ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh and raved all day about his home in Tennessee, and before nightfall a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh and seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate those last remains." Now, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and with the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, through my lips were dumb, in my heart, how I cursed that load. In the long, long night by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes in the homeless snows, oh God, how I loathe that thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed heavier and heavier grow, and on I went through the dogs were spent, and the grub was growing low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad as I swore I would not give in, and I'd often sing of the hateful thing that hearkened with a grin. Till I came on the marge of Lake Labarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. And I looked at it and thought a bit, and it looked at my frozen chum. "Then here," said I, with a sudden cry, "is my crematorium." Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. Then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so, and the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I couldn't know why, and the greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and they danced about, ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked. Then the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile you could see for a mile, and he said, "Please close that door. It's fine in here. I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that could make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest that never came to me was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Cremated me.
You barely made it to 5 minutes 30 seconds.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, 35 to be exact right now. Gotta stop it.